Welcome back to another Mod Squad video. We're working on the old boosted Civic. We're gonna get the blow-off valve finally hooked up. So we're I already started working on it somewhat. Gotta get this line pulled off. Hopefully I have a T that's this size. It's not looking like I'm going to, so we're gonna have to run to O'Reilly's and go pick up a T. You've got to find a T that I can tee off this hose to this hose. So we're gonna have to do something a little janky. I got T's that fit it, right? I got the T's, right? So what I'm going to have to do is tee it and then cut a small piece of this hose to fit into one of these fittings, and then go from this fitting to hopefully shove this in here. I'm just gonna take it and about finishing up. The way that we did it was pretty, I'm not gonna lie, pretty janky, somewhat ghetto, but I'm putting hose clamps on here too. I'm not sure if you have to do that on vacuum lines. I don't have it on this vacuum line, so I don't guess it's all that important, but I'm gonna do it anyways. It while it's idling. I don't feel any air coming out of there. I'm pretty sure that it's functioning now. I still haven't heard it, but we took off one of the springs. The GoPro died, so I let it charge while we were doing this, but there were two springs in the blow-off valve. I took the smaller one out of the two, out of it, and we already went for a test drive, but like I said, we were still letting the GoPro charge up a little bit. But now we're gonna go and do a little bit of a longer test run and really go put it through some boost and see if you can hear it. We're gonna do just a second gear pull real quick, just to see. I didn't hear anything, but that was half throttle, and I didn't really let off. I just I lifted just a little bit to let it shift. That way it's not super hard on the transmission, but we'll do a somewhat of a first gear right here. It's pretty dark. I was editing. One thing I did forget to mention is that I am having boost inconsistencies, and that's because the EGR is still active, so every now and then it kind of lets out little spurts of gas. I think that's what the EGR does. It's supposed to keep the car running cleaner, whatever, but it's not functional right now. So really all it's doing at this point is kind of making boost inconsistent. So it's running great, besides like in one of the pool, actually I think in both of the pools you can see where going into second gear it was like still in vacuum, when it should have been in boost, and every now and then it would switch between vacuum and boost, and that's just the boost inconsistencies, and that's one of the biggest problems that I'm having with the car, is that it's kind of inconsistent at times whenever it comes to boost. Some days it runs great, phenomenal, it doesn't have any inconsistencies. I can do pulls from gear to gear, and it's just, you know, it's just really good. Also why I need to switch to Honda. But go ahead and spam the comments and tell me to do like a full pull, full throttle. That way you can see what happens. I haven't done one still, so I need you guys to just spam in the comments and make me do it. We are running, I think, like 8 pounds peak boost right now. I think I saw like 8.2 or something like that was like peak boost. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Oh, there it was working. It was working right then. I don't know if you could hear that on the camera, but it actually was working that time. We were slowing down and I heard it open, and it was just whistling just a little bit. And it's open.
I heard
it. Oh, jeez, we almost hit a deer.
That scared me.
I'm gonna try to warn those people. There's a deer. There's a deer back there. Not that that's gonna help anything, but oh, jeez, that was an experience. But the blow-off valve was open. We are safe, so I'm gonna act like I'm good right now. Although that did shake me up just a little bit. Is I was having a pretty bad oil leak for a while. I'd have to put a quart of oil every, like, once a month. I was having to put a quart of oil in there, and I never understood why. I mean, nothing seemed to be wrong that would cause an oil leak, so I was just thinking, oh, you know what, after a while it'll fix itself. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just thinking, you know, one day I would take it to some mechanic and just tell him, here you go, fix it. I don't know what's wrong with it. But after doing some like research on forums, at the time that it would like leak boost, or not leak boost, at the time that it would burn oil and was leaking oil was anytime I put it under load and anytime that I ran the car for a pretty decent amount of time. So the problem ended up being that I was using the OW20 oil, which is what's recommended for any fuel economy car, pretty much. I needed to change it because OW20 is basically turning into just zero because of how much hotter it runs with the turbo. And since with the turbo I'm running, you know, a lot richer, it's basically turning to nothing. And it's not, you know, it's not working as oil should. So I actually just switched this past week to 5W30. And I'm thinking that I might even take it a little bit higher up and maybe go 10W40. But I'll see how this is doing. I'll let this, and then on my next oil change, I'll put 10W40 and see how it runs with 10W40. If it likes it and it's acting the way it should, then I'll leave it. But as far as I know right now, 5W30 is working pretty good. So the 10W40 is just, if I feel the need to change it, I will. And my exhaust. So the header that came with the turbo kit, or the downpipe, whatever you want to call it, it actually broke on the weld. Like there was a weld from one spot to the next, and it just cut right off. The weld snapped, and I was actually sitting in my driveway, thank goodness. So that whole front part of my exhaust just flopped to the bottom. But what I'm gonna work on upcoming this week, which I won't put that in one of the videos, that'll just be like an update here soon. I'm gonna start getting tuned again and try to figure out my EGR situation, because I do have to make a block-off plate or buy one, along with switching over to Honda. So if you guys use K-Tuner or you want a K-Tuner for a boosted R18, I don't recommend it. Now I know that there are good reviews for other cars, such as like if you have a 10th Gen SI and you want to just up the boost real quick. I've read that K-Tuner and Honda both kind of have the same application for that. Neither one of them are drastically different from the other, but as far as R18 goes, you have a lot more play whenever you use Honda rather than K-Tuner. So here pretty soon I'm gonna figure out that whole situation. But yeah, so far, I mean, the car's running great. I think I'm pushing about 8 pounds now. That's what I believe I was told. I haven't Normally I don't pay attention to the K-tuner unless I'm really looking for it, but on videos that I've seen of my car before, looking at the K-tuner, it has been running 8 pounds, like peak boost. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, go buy some merch, follow the TikTok. Both of those links are in the description, and we'll see you in the next video.